Hello YouTubers. Today I'm going to show you the Banner Saga factions. This is only a first look, and instead of going through the tutorial, I'm just going to narrate a random match. This is actually only my third time playing, so obviously I'm not that good at it yet, but it's a very, very fun game. I believe the searching for battle rate here is taking so long because I'm recording. Let me just stop recording real quick and I'll see if that speeds it up a little bit. That little scratchy noise, by the way, is people talking in chat, which for this video I'm going to blur all the chat. That's where the chat would be, but it's blurred. I'm also going to blur the name of the person I'm going against. Alright, let's start a match. So, what is Banner Saga? Well, Banner Saga is a turn-based strategy RPG, kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics. It's for the PC, and as you can see, it has a graphical style that looks similar to animated films, and in fact the cinematics look a lot like Disney films, except obviously the content is more mature as it's about Vikings killing each other. So factions, which is what I'm showing you today, is the multiplayer only side of the game, and it basically is just straightforward PvP. As you can see, my opponent has left all of his pieces or units or whatever you want to call them, his dudes, all along the back. I sort of went into this weird formation because I thought it looked cool. As I said, I don't really know yet what I'm doing in this game. You can't resurrect your units, so it's basically just fight until one side kills the other side. In the lower left-hand corner, you can see the portrait of the unit that's currently moving, and that little red, I guess you would call, I don't know what you would call it, but the little red thing that's decreasing is the timer. Now, if you want to earn more renown, which is the currency of the game, you can go into what's called an expert mode, which I am actually in, and your time will decrease twice as fast, but you'll gain extra renown per battle. I'm not really sure how much more extra, but renown is definitely worth it. Getting into what you use renown for is, that's the currency you use to upgrade your units to new classes. Currently, you can only upgrade a unit once, but they're definitely going to be adding more later. And there's a couple of interesting things in this game. For example, your health is also your strength. So if your enemy gets your unit down to like 1 health, that unit also will deal very little damage and will also miss a lot. You also have armor, and armor of course mitigates damage, and the way that the accuracy works in the game is the more difference between your health and your enemy's armor, like if you have really low health and they have really high armor, you're going to miss, is basically how that works. So the beginning of the combat, we're slowly moving towards each other because you kind of want to like not be the first person to get hit almost, but that also doesn't really matter. But that's usually what it tends to happen to be when you get into a match. People don't want to be the first to get hit. And in fact, the very first battle that I was in, I killed one of my opponent's units first, and he, like a pussy, ducked out and left. Which brings me to an interesting point. if someone quits a match early, you actually still get full reward for winning that battle, which is pretty cool. Obviously down on the lower where you see all those icons of units, that's the turn order. And that's pretty standard. If you hit tab, you can actually see all of your units' stats and all the enemy unit stats. I don't actually do it in this video though. See, now that unit just attacked my dude's armor. So he has 3 less armor, which means he'll have less mitigation against damage. What's this guy gonna do? See, now above it, well, you can't really see it because it's blurred. Hold on, I'll wait. Okay, you still can't really see it. I'll wait until it's one of my units' turns. Okay, see the blue? That's the armor. The red, which says 12, that's his health. And the 5 is his willpower. See those orange spots? That is a usage of willpower where you can actually move further than you normally would be able to. And then when you attack, you can select 2 willpower to put in that attack. Now that archer has like no health, so that archer is pretty much fucked. Willpower is pretty useful, but once you use it all, the only way to restore it is to use your horn at the top of the screen, which that won't happen until later in the match, and I'll talk about it then. Alright, so that guy's pretty low. Now he's a base unit, so he doesn't have any special skills or anything. I guess I'll just try to lower this guy's armor. He doesn't have any special skills, but the guy behind him with the blonde hair is the upgraded version of him. He's called a Thrasher, and that guy actually does have a special skill, which I will show later. Alright, here's his special ability. He attacks a bunch of times, but it possibly hits his attack's random. It can hit either armor or health. And if you notice there, when I was attacking that big dude, I actually lost a lot of armor myself. That's one of the Shield Breaker's passive abilities, is that whenever someone attacks him, they lose armor for that attack. So actually using a Thrasher against a Shield Breaker in that manner that I just did is kind of stupid. I didn't really think about that. See, this guy here, when I attack someone, let's take this guy. And see there, my passive let me hit the adjacent unit to the enemy I attacked, which is a little strange because you would think it would only be against units that are like near my character, but it hits all adjacent units. So that's kind of useful. It only deals 1 damage to health. As you can see, it's a very, very good looking game. I can't wait until the single player version comes out and I can see like the storyline. After this battle, I'm going to throw in the opening cinematic for you to see because it is just gorgeous. Alright, see, I killed that unit. And then whenever you kill a unit, you get +1 renown, and you get 1 little star on your horn. And then you can use those stars to refill willpower on characters that have already used up willpower. Another benefit to upgrading characters is once you upgrade them, you can go into their character editor section and actually tweak around with their stats. So you can lower their strength and increase their armor, or vice versa, or you can increase their exertion, which is the amount of willpower you can use per turn, which could be very useful. Alright, let's see. Who am I going to attack? I think I'm going to go after his Thrasher. Use a little willpower. So as you can already tell, or pretty much have probably guessed, matches are not quick. Usually they're around 20 minutes or longer. The other negative I have found, well, I mean, I wouldn't call long matches a negative. I actually kind of like that, but one of the negatives that currently exists within the game is that it's quite laggy. I've had a couple matches where there's been disconnects, or a little message pops up saying that they're experiencing a network problem and they're trying to fix it, and then it'll look like the enemy doesn't like use their turn, but they actually did, and then it like happens all quick. So they need to work on their servers a bit. My guess is it's probably one of those situations where they didn't expect so many people to start playing the game, and their servers just can't handle it. Alright, I'll kill this person. Booyah. So right now the match looks pretty even. We've each got 4 people, although I believe my big barbarian dude is a little bit lower than his in terms of health. You see those little shields that just popped up above those 2 characters? That's actually that unit's passive. He increases the armor of whomever he's next to by 1. I think I'm going to try to take out his Thrasher. There we go. Use my horn. Now I'm going to do 3 damage. Oh, mother... I can't believe I missed. That will probably cost me the game. Something so simple as a single miss, and you can lose, for sure. Oh, this guy's gonna one-shot someone. Yep. Did I mention this is free to play? Yeah, it's free to play. There is a cash shop, but everything that's in the cash shop, I believe, I haven't really looked at it all that much. I'm pretty sure though that everything in the cash shop can be earned using the renown currency. So you can just keep playing until your heart's content and never actually have to spend anything. There are booster packs that will increase the amount of renown you get per battle. Those obviously you can't get anywhere but the cash shop, but you don't really need those. I mean, you get a decent amount of renown per battle even if you lose, which is pretty sweet. Ooh. I love that move. That animation just kicks ass. I'd be curious to see if you could have like a party of all Thrashers and have them like all doing that attack like crazy. Alright, we'll take out his guy. I might still have a chance here, but I don't know. My big warrior Viking dude has very low strength, and so does my Thrasher. And he's practically full, so... Oh. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to win this. Oh well. Can't win them all. Alright, let's see if I can do some damage to her. Oh, another miss. Oh. The RNG gods hate me. Ooh, he's dead. Okay, pillage mode. Let's talk about pillage mode. When one team has only one remaining character, in order to speed up the end game, it goes into pillage mode, where basically now, for my one character, will get her turn, and then all of his characters will get their turn. It won't go back and forth between him and me. Now all of his characters get to go all at the same time. So basically, whoever is the person with just one unit remaining is Fubard. So yeah, I don't really think there's any coming back from this. Yeah, look at that guy. He's full health. And I'm toast. If I survive this, I'll be very surprised. Haha, I'm still alive! Not for long though, watch this. Alright, so I'm going to lose this match, but that's okay. And I will show you the opening cinematic that plays when you first launch the game and do the tutorial. And I highly suggest you check out the Banner Saga factions, and when it releases, the single player version, just called the Banner Saga. It's currently on Steam and costs absolutely nothing to play. And it's really fun. Dead.
Að sjá dreggjana á ferli meðal vor var líka. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
Komið skjótt! Komið í höllina miklu!
Hyggist ég leyfa oss að þykja